had the senior kit delivered back to me, and I gave them 2 cases out of that order. And that's what number 3 was, a person that really wasn't that interested in the business. They weren't sure about the product, but they were willing to try it. So that was a number 3. A number 2 is somebody that said, hey, I'm interested, but I can only afford about $200. We did the same thing with them. We swiped their card, and we billed them for 200 points, but we registered them with a senior kit. And then, of course, the third one was just a person that would get in with a junior or senior kit. And if they got in with a junior kit, we did the same exact thing. We swiped their card, we ordered a senior kit, and we gave them the products that would have come in a junior kit. So all 4 of those people that we put in the square all got in with senior kits. And then we gave them the appropriate amount of product that they originally agreed to get in with. So that's how we kind of...
Then, Jim, one of the things that I thought was really interesting is when you went back to them after they got their after they got their, that you gave them their 2 cases of product. And at the time, for instance, I remember when you were describing how a brand new guy, you'd talk to them and you'd say, well, let me give you some product and try it for a couple of weeks. And then you went back to them and when you gave them their actual product as it came in, and you talked to them about, they would say, well, gosh, I can kind of see the wisdom of this. I sure wish I would have got a senior kit. I really like the story you told about how, don't really, I already did that. Can you explain to the folks how that kind of played out for you?
Sure. No matter which one it was, what we would do is we took advantage of what we started way back in February. We grabbed the view, and we sat down with them, and we scanned them. And most of them, we just did a quick scan. We got a color. And I said, look, I want to come back to you in 3 weeks. And the reason 3 weeks is important is because we know auto ship hits in 4 weeks. And so we wanted to get back with them in 3 weeks and sit down with them and talk to them about how they're feeling, how the product's been going. And then we wanted to scan them again to show them that there was a difference. But more important than that, we wanted to be able to bring their business up online and show them that since the day we signed them up, we had already put people down into a business that they didn't even realize was growing. So that was the value or the importance of getting back with them to reinforce the auto ship and to show them that the business was growing so that we could turn a number 3 into a number 2 and turn a number 2 into a number 1 and turn a number 1 into somebody whose hair's on fire. So that was
when I was on the boat, one of the things I really loved the fact that we had your guys' example to help us because along the way, I don't remember whether it was Sandy or it was Karen, who described that, hey, when you be sure that when you put somebody in on a senior kit and you charge them for $250 because that's what 200 points cost, $258, make sure that you call them and tell them that they're going to get an email from Monavie that says that they are they're in. We appreciate your $1,100 order or whatever. Could you or Sandy, if you're on, or Karen, describe the kind of scenario that you want to protect against so that you don't get people aggravated when they or panicked when they receive that email from Monavie?
Yeah, that's a really good point. This is Karen. Hi, everyone. We want to be sure that we'll tell people that we actually tell people that we're in a pilot program. We have an opportunity for them to try the product, and we're going to upgrade them to a senior kit. So when they get an email from Monavie that says, thank you for your order for a $1,200 or $1,000 kit, they didn't pay for that. We did have one person, this was before this particular promotion, that got that email, and we had, in fact, upgraded them to a senior kit. And he called the company and said, you got to cancel the order. So anyway, we don't want that to happen. So just give them a heads up to tell them that we have this opportunity to be able to upgrade them. And then we'll tell them what a great idea we have for them going forward, because after they've tried the product and we've gone back and found out how they're doing, see if their color goes up, we want to let them know that this opportunity, particularly this 1.5% pool, is available to them. And guess what? They're already senior kit qualified because we were able to do that as a benefit to them, no extra charge.
And I would get with your upline in this circumstance, and it's beyond the scope of this call, because I know that this call is, like I said, sort of drinking out of a fire hose. It just comes at you too much. But we can show you that practice that Karen and Jim have described, still works out well in terms of the money. You'll still make money on the deal. But we'll do the numbers for you in a separate setting to prove that to you. But now we talked a little bit about how, Jim, you approached the new guy. One of the things that I really found interesting, and it really was born of your initial decision before the promo ever came out, to reach down into your group and decide who within your group may be stagnant, may have gotten frustrated, but you decided that you were going to help that person go gold in 25 days. And you described to me before the conference call, you and I were in constant contact throughout this last 60 or 75 days, so it was kind of an evolutionary thing. But along the way, you described to me some criteria, both from a quality standpoint and from where they're positioned in the business standpoint, as to who you chose within your business, the existing business, to really help elevate them to the next level and reach down in your group to help them follow up. Because you described for the folks on the call, and I tried to as best I could encapsulate all of those characteristics that you talked to on the slide that's before you. But maybe you could describe to the folks on the call what you did to select the person that you wanted to have do really well in this business and really work with them to be a team and establish a strong unity going forward.
Sure, Mike. Well, one of the things that was really important is looking down at the business and looking down at your tree. The first criteria was to find someone that had good character. They had a great attitude. They were honest. They were somebody that was a team player. They keep their promises. They show up to things, and they're plugged in. All right, because those are the things that we really needed to have so we could duplicate ourselves. The other thing we did is we wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity for them to be in a good position where they had rollover points that were in their larger leg, and we had to look at their auto ship weeks to find out what weeks, because going gold was 2 weeks, what weeks were the 2 best weeks, and if we can find 2 weeks that were back-to-back, and we can find an individual that fit that criteria with all the things I just talked about, then it was just a matter of sitting down with them and coming up with a game plan and looking at their lesser leg and saying to them, here's 2 or 3 people in your lesser leg that have the potential to build a business. I'm going to take one of those people and start booking meetings with them. Columbo and Karen, Sandy and I took one couple. Columbo and Karen took another couple. And then the individual we were working with, in this case, was Poppy and Todd. They took the third couple, and we started going out and doing meetings and putting people in the business and making sure that we directed their auto ships to those 2 best weeks that they had their highest volume in their lesser leg. And those were the things that we did to really catapult moving like Todd and Poppy to gold. And then obviously when the promotion came out with the pool money and the Jeep promo, we really stepped up the volume in that. And we were trying to get them to gold, and in less than 2.5 months, here they are, emeralds. So that criteria worked to get them to gold. And then the excitement that the company added to this with the programs that they launched just caught fire with the whole group.
Well, and just so you guys know, those of you who didn't get to attend the convention, when they started marching out all of the people from Jim and Sandy's group, from Columbo and Karen's group who had achieved a higher rank, it was astonishing the number of folks who had achieved a higher rank. But, everybody was on the beat this Jeep, beat, get a Jeep, beat, get a Jeep kind of thing. And that was great, but one of the things that Jim and Sandy and Columbo and Karen did not do is they did not focus on the Jeep at all. Because when the corporation started this Jeep promo, they had 2 things in mind. One, they wanted the optics of a Jeep. Mary Kay has pink Cadillacs, and Montague would have Jeeps, and I frankly think Jeeps are really cooler because they're edgy and they're adventurous and they're the kind of people I want to be in business with, outgoing, fun-loving, that kind of stuff. And that's what Montague thought, too. That's a great optics. What Jim and Sandy and Columbo and Karen focused on, let's help these people financially because, boy, financially, they've been struggling for a while. Let's make sure that they can actually do some real good. And so by focusing on that and helping other people, not lining their own pockets, but helping other people down in depth, when they did that, all the Jeeps came. So when the corporation was initially shooting to get 5 or 6 Jeeps, counting on the bigger leaders to go out and get a Jeep, which many of them did, what they didn't count on was the heart and the emotion that would be attached to people who actually achieved a Jeep even without even knowing it. And so when the corporation announced 30 Jeeps from stage, 17 of those Jeeps came from Colombo and Karen and Jim and Sandy's downline, and they weren't even trying for it. So this criteria of choosing the people that you want to be in business with, helping them out along the way, informing them of the financial benefit that they can get, those are the kinds of things that will help a person really achieve something they couldn't have otherwise achieved, and along the way they'll get the recognition for it too. Now, I do want to caution people a little bit, because as of the convention, the ranks, the PV that's associated with the junior and senior kits, the PV associated with them actually decreased a little bit, but the money associated with those senior kits and junior kits actually increased. And why is that? Well, first of all, the first order bonuses would doubled. And first order bonuses are achievable for you whether it's in your big leg or your small leg. Secondly, the PV that you would have gotten on, say, 1,000-point kits is $100, right? 10% of your lesser leg. And that's assuming you put a 1,000-point kit in your lesser leg. If you put it in your big leg, you don't get anything for it, except the first order bonus, which is half of what the current first order bonus is. So the point is that a $200 first order bonus, A, you get it whether it's in your left leg or your right leg. B, it works out to be about $60 to $100 more, depending on how you shape it. It's $60 to $100 more in your pocket than it would have been versus the PV. And why do I tell you that? Because going forward, you're going to see more bank advancement, but not quite as much rank advancement. And so don't get wigged out about a little bit of, oh, I didn't achieve Ruby, but like Jim and Sandy's group did. Guess what? You achieved as much or more bank advancement than you did rank advancement. But one of the things that's really, I think probably one of the things that's most important that I know that I've learned in this business is that the fortune's in the follow-up. And right now, Jim and Sandy and Colombo and Karen have all these new people that they're going back to. And as they go back to them, they're having to sort of backfill to make sure that all these new people that they've got in know how to build the business, and they know how to help the people underneath them do well too. And so I've invited Karen onto the call to tell Karen, what has been your experience and what are you guys planning to do over the next few weeks to help people understand what they need to do to make this business not a spike and die, but this business a long-time foundation to a strong leader backed by leader kind of adventure.
Hi, everybody. This is Sandy Minio from Connecticut. I'm going to cover this a little bit. That because Legacy team does not personally sponsor people anymore, once we have our pretty much 4 strong legs going, pairs going, we give ours away by using that button when we register people. And if you don't have a clue as to what I'm talking about, please either give us a call when we hang up or call your upline. But in this promotion, Monavie said in order for us to square, or even with the Jeep, we have to personally, well, let's just talk about the bonus right now.